Hello, so happy you could join me today on this beautiful day. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you're at. What I got going on here today is a pre-stretch canvas. It's 16 by 20. What I did was I made an oval. It's going to be an oval painting today. I cut out a piece of contact paper, cut out the middle first, put it on the canvas, and I spray painted around the edges with blue, like a light blue. I peeled that away and I got the canvas base. Took the contact paper that was left and put that on there. Now I'm going to put the painting inside of the oval. I figure this is going to be a winter scene. I might go good with the blue. Maybe put an evergreen tree out here. Make it look a 3D, give you a 3D effect. And what I did so far is I loaded the little portion right here, the oval, with a thin coat of liquid white, and that's what we use for the wet on wet technique that I'm about to use. And any information and all the colors that I'll be using will come across the screen somewhere right about here. So we can get started. I'm going to use a darker blue, maybe like a Prussian blue, a little bit of the mountain color, and the mountain color is going to be like a phthalo blue, Prussian blue, and a alizarin crimson. That's going to give you a purple color. I'm going to start out here in the corners. Want it to be a little darker. Yeah, that looks good. Just like that. Maybe down here, maybe we'll have some water. So you're going to come out from the edges and work your way in, and try to keep the lines as straight as you can, because that's your water line, and you don't want to come in at an angle that looks like your water's falling off your canvas, and we don't want that. We want to leave a little area of lightness in there. That's going to give that nice reflection of the water. And with the way I believe it, that the water line is always darker by the mountains and by your land. So I'm going to take that corner of the brush. I'm going to come in with a little darker hue to it. Same thing on the other side. And all this will get blended in later when we put our Snowcap mountains in. Now what I'm going to do is take a blender brush. I'm going to start blending the sky in. What I like to do is start out with down by the liquid white and come up into the clouds or into the sky, which will help create the illusion of clouds in the sky. And as in nature, the sky will get lighter down towards the horizon. And we're going to do the same thing over here. That darker look. All I'm doing is using circular motions. Maybe in our world, I'm going to mix up a little bit of red and some white and get a pink color. And I'm using odorless paint thinner today. That's always a good thing. Now I'm going to take another 2-inch brush. I'm going to load up some of that pink color. See if we can get a pink hue to the sky. That looks just about what I'm looking for. All the way down. All the way up. A little bit darker. Just like that. I'm going to clean this brush off. Knock off the excess. Come in with that blender brush again. and blend in. Blend in that pink hue area. And if you notice, what I did was, it kind of happened automatically. Just like in nature, you're going to see a line right across the horizon. It's going to be almost a white look. And that's kind of what you want if you want to create that illusion. Now. I think maybe we'll put a little bit of clouds in. Clouds are always good to have in a painting. I'm loading it up on a 2-inch brush. Maybe a little bit of that. Who knows? Maybe the gray look, just like that. I'm going to start over here. Just put some in here and there, maybe a little bit darker, the grayer look. Circular motions again, and close further away, the clouds, they end up just looking like a little line going through. Okay, we got that happening. Using the blender brush again and blending some of the sky in. Just using the corner of the brush. Circular motions. Leave all these different areas happening. Because in nature, in the sky, you'll see just all kinds of things happening in the clouds. Now we're going to take the palette knife and I'm going to come in this mountain color. As I said in the beginning was phthalo blue, Prussian blue, and alizarin crimson. What I'm going to do is take a little roll of it right across the tip there and come in and determine where we want our mountain to be. Maybe right next to the clouds, maybe right here. Maybe this is a steep mountain. Just have all kinds of things happening. Here and there and there and here. Add a little bit more. Maybe it breaks right down. Maybe it breaks right down just like that. I'm going to make this peak a little bit different. I'm not real pleased with that. I'm glad that I said that because you never want to be too critical on yourself. You want to look at the painting and just sometimes you have to sit back and look at it because you're going to see different things that maybe you didn't want to do, but it came out being a good thing after all. If ever you see something that doesn't look quite right, sometimes the best thing to do is just to leave it. If you go back in and you try to correct it, sometimes it doesn't work out. And I found that out through experience. What I'm doing now is just blending, getting the lay of the mountain, taking all the excess off that we don't need. And this is going to get the lay of the mountain. You can have all kinds of things happening. Just blending it in. Just like that. You always want it lighter towards the horizon because that's the way it looks in nature. Now what I'm going to do is come into palette knife, load up some titanium white to get Snowcap. Little roll of paint right across the edge. To get looks like the light's coming from this way, so I'm going to start out down here, just tapping it. The canvas will take what it wants and it leaves you the rest. Another little roll of paint. Maybe we got some snow right here. Just tapping it. Get all kinds of little angles and things happening. You can always come back in and add some more. Just like I'm doing, where I think maybe some more snow should be there. And it's your world. You can do whatever you like. Maybe right up here. Maybe right up there on that edge. Just tapping. And if you come across where your paint doesn't stick sometimes, a thin paint sticks to a thick paint every time. Maybe there's just a little bit happening up there. So if that's the case, what I did was I used a little bit of liquid white with titanium white. Now we're going to have it come down. Maybe it's going to run right over here. Just pull it down. You want all those breaks in there, because that's what really makes the mountain. I'm going to take a little bit of that same color of the mountains and kind of get it into the same white color for some of our shadow look. I want to kind of keep it marbly though. Just here and there. You don't want to shade in all of it, just because in nature, just here and there. You can pull back from some of this white area, and that kind of gives you your shadows too, and your shading. What I did was I took this corner with a palette knife, and that's always good to use in the smaller areas. Okay, we got that happening. We're going to take that blender brush that we've been using, and we're going to tap down at the base and get that misty look. And you want to tap the way the mountain is going, the angles. We want to have a mist, like a foggy look at the base of the mountain. All the way down, all the way up. Just like that. Now we're going to come into a fan brush, and in the distance I'm going to make some trees, but I'm going to use that same mountain color but just a lighter version of it. I'm going to use some liquid white that thins it out. I'm going to load it up on the fan brush, just like that. We're going to come in and we're going to pull up this motion here and get some illusion of evergreen trees in the distance. But you want to keep that gap in between the lightness, because that gives you your layers. That's what you want to do. You want to create layers in your paintings. Maybe it goes who knows where. Just to give that look of distant evergreen trees. Because you know, in nature, maybe they go up higher here. What I'm doing is I'm pulling from the dark watercolor, and that's giving me my color too. Because in nature, a lot of times you can't see a lot of that stuff. Taking a blender brush again, I'm going to tap down. Because at that base too, where the trees are at, you're going to see that foggy look. Clean the brush off. Sometimes if you run across where it's not light enough, just tap into just a little bit of liquid white. And when you tap down on that, that will give you that look of the misty look. Now what I'm going to do is, we got that going on, I'm going to put some land here and put the water in front. So what I'm going to do is come in with that fan brush with some darker color, same hue, kind of purplish wintry look. Load it up on the fan brush and then determine where we want our land to be. It's going to be some land in front. All I'm doing is tapping down. More color. Maybe it's in front of those trees. Just like that. Make it a little darker. A little bit more land part. I'm adding more paint. Because we want this to be a little bit thicker land here, because we're going to have some evergreen trees. On this part. So what I'm doing, I'm just tapping it in, getting the lay of the land, getting the illusion of some land happening there. Maybe it's thicker right there. Maybe this comes over here a little bit. Just like that. Now I'm going to use some liquid clear, the same colors. I'm going to put some evergreen trees in. Now what I'm doing is I'm just taking the edge, the fan brush, and just tapping down, straight down on where you might want your evergreen tree to be. And that gives you a little bit of a base to go by. Then I'm going to tap and go across. And it's going to give you your branches more liquid white. Maybe in our world there's another one right here. Tap down and then start going across. Maybe another one, taller one right here. I like to leave a little gap at the very top of the tree. And as you come down, you leave gaps in between. Because that's the way it looks in nature. You know, no tree is perfect. Maybe I'm going to put a big one right here. Maybe going all the way up. Just going back and forth. Not going to see a whole lot of detail because the trees are too far back. Just making that illusion. Making a big one right here. I hope you can see this okay. I'm trying to stay out of the way. Just using the corner of the brush. Just tapping. Maybe there is a smaller one here. I want to get them at different heights, sizes, just like in nature. They got all kinds of things that's happening in the real world. Maybe I'll put one, a big one right here. Just tapping. Leaving the gaps. Just like that. Just whatever you think. Maybe I'm going to put a bigger one here. Maybe he's almost going up to the clouds. It's whatever you think. You can make little stories as you're painting. Kind of get into the picture. Just like that. You got the different layers. You got the sky, the mountains, the back wooded area, and now this area. I'm going to make a smaller one here. Taking the corner of the brush and just tapping and going back and forth. Just the way you think a tree would look. Maybe a little one right here. Who knows? It just, that's what I thought when I looked at it. Way off in the distance. It looks like they're coming towards you. Okay, now I'm gonna put maybe put a tree growing over here. So I'm gonna use some of that same color. A little bit darker though, because it's getting closer to us. On the fan brush, I'm just gonna tap, and you're gonna see as I tap it, it's gonna look like a tree with the branches coming over. Maybe this one's coming right in front. Coming right down. Just make it a different branches are coming out. Coming over. Hanging over this little area here. Filling in back here where it gets closer. Maybe there's critters living in there. Gets darker. All the way down. Who knows? Got that happening. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2-inch brush. I'm going to load it up with titanium white. Mostly liquid white. Because what I want to do is put some snow in on that distant landscape. Load a 2-inch brush up just like that. You get the little edge on there. You're going to come in here and just start tapping. just like that. Because you want to get that snow effect off in the distance. Or there's some snow happening. You want to have different layers of the land. So you want to have gaps in between. Just like that. Got different things happening. It's too far away for you to really see a lot of detail. But for the most part, you know there's snow back there. Okay, we got that happening. I'm going to take the fan brush again we're using for the trees. I'm going to pick up some darker color and I'm going to get some reflection going on right here. I'm just tapping it just below the water line. And I do that because I found out that it gives you a nicer effect on the water. I'm going to wipe some of this off. I want to come in and get the trees reflection. All I'm doing is tapping down in front of where the tree would be. Just like that. Now I'm going to pull down. Get all this land underneath the trees happening all the way. A little bit more color because, like I said, I like it darker in this area. That's what I've noticed. Darker. Now, I'm going to take the fan brush. We're going to take it and we're going to pull down. What I'm going to do is pull down on just with the corner of the brush by the trees. And that's going to bring out more of the color down and give you that look of the trees. A little bit of reflection in the water or on the ice. It could be ice. An icy pond. I'm going to take the palette knife, go into some of that dark color, get a roll of paint on it, right across the edge, and I'm going to come tapping here. Right where I want that to stick out, be darker. Because what we're doing was trying to create an illusion. I'm going to come into the fan brush again and just pull. Just tap it and pull it just a little bit. All the way. And you can see it. You can see it taking it away. Pulling off of it. Knock off the excess. Now you want to pull down. That next layer. That next layer of the trees happening. It's whatever you think. It's your world. Next time you're out, once you start painting, you'll look at nature in a different way. You start looking at the clouds different, the sky, and now I'm going to take it and go straight across, just barely. Get that water line look. Just here and there and there and here. Now I'm going to get some titanium white, liquid white. I'm going to put some water lines in. All I'm going to do is tap right where that darkness is. Just here and there. Some water lines happening. Get a little roll of paint on this side here. Maybe you got stuff happening out in the frozen lake. What I'm going to do now is come in and go across and blend some of this lake in now. Get that light area looking good. Blending it in. Just like that. Knock the excess off. Come into our palette knife. I'm going to put in some branches and twigs, and we'll take that corner and just scrape. Liquid white we got on there is going to come off. That's automatically going to be branches and twigs, and you don't have to use your paintbrush. It's kind of a neat thing to do. Wherever you think you want some twigs and branches. I got that going on now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the contact paper away. I'm going to put a tree right here, cover up this area. It's going to be outside the, and then some land down here, just like we did with this land back here. Put some snow. So I'm going to peel this away. Just like that. Got all that happening. Now we're going to come into the color. A little bit darker yet of the purples. And off to here we're going to put the tree in. Right off of the canvas. Off of the canvas and into the canvas. Just tapping down. Who knows how far it comes down. Now, take the corner of the brush and start tapping. Get some different things happening way up. Way up there. Tapping here and there. All the way down. Some of that darker color. More liquid clear. Just tap. Maybe this is the big tree that comes right down there. Right where we're going to make the snow area. Just here and there. Like I said, it's always good to have some gaps there because you can see the light behind it. Gives you that the illusion. I always say that, but I really feel that's what we're trying to do, or that's what I'm trying to do, is to create that illusion. And maybe it's darker down here towards the base. It's a big tree. Big evergreen tree sticking right out at you. Okay. Now we're going to take that same color and we're going to put the land in, and we're going to highlight it with the snowy area. So maybe our land comes right like that. I'm just tapping, getting the lay of the land. Who knows, maybe it comes right like this. We'll have it go right off the canvas. Just like that, where it comes down. Now we're going to get into our white that we had loaded up for our snow. Titanium white. A little bit of liquid clear, since we're putting it on this thicker paint, tapping it just like that, and come in and start tapping right where you'd want that snow. Just tap, get some more paint, just tapping it. Maybe there's another area right here. Maybe you got another little mountain, little hill like right there. Just tapping, getting the paint, getting that edge across the top of it. Just like that. Might be darker underneath the tree. Or it might be more snowier. Depending on if the snow melted off the tree, how it hits the ground and gets all piled up. Just highlighting this more. It's your world. You can make as much snow as you want, or as little. Maybe there's a thing that sticks out right there. Maybe the rest is just like that. It's kind of snowy. But what I see is a little bit more build up right here of the snow. Coming right down. Just like that. Now we'll come in and we'll use the palette knife again. Scrape in some little things happening down here. Because by the trees you got all kinds of little grassy areas and branches and twigs and things happening. Now I'm going to clean off that fan brush that we were using for the trees, and we're going to use them for the trees again. But what we want to do now is use it for the snow. I'm going to highlight some snow areas. Titanium white, liquid white on the fan brush. Load it up just like that. And we could start from up here and start putting some snow in on some of the branches. Just here and there. giving that illusion that there's some snow. Load up more color. Come in and maybe tap some on this big evergreen tree. Here and there. Maybe just bigger, more snow on the top, right where the top, very top was. Maybe some of that snow didn't melt. Maybe down here, melted more behind there. Just like that. Just about like that. That's what I see it. See one other thing. I take the blender brush and come in here and blend some of this area out. Just like that. Well, I'm going to call it a completed painting. I'm going to go into some liquid clear. Some of that same color we used for the mountain. I like signing my paintings in the corner. Some people use their initials. I like using my last name. And I like to sign using a liner brush. And what I also like to do is put in the year. The year it was painted. Well, I hope you enjoyed this painting. Winter scene. Doing the oval. I'm going to be doing another oval, but I'm going to be doing a summer scene. Maybe have this in a green. I hope you enjoyed this winter scene, and I hope you come back and visit me. And have a nice day. Bye.